Tonight on the program, as Thailand aims to finalize the EU Free Trade Agreement, we look at the opportunities and challenges ahead. Then what EU businesses expect from Thailand prior to finalizing the Free Trade Agreement? And sustainable packaging is now mandated for trade with the EU. สวัสดีค่ะ I'm Nad Bunag and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. Thailand is stepping up efforts to strengthen economic ties with Europe. At the same time, the Thai government is trying to finalize the free trade agreement with the EU by the end of this year. And if this is successful, this will make a significant impact to Thailand's economy. The EU is currently Thailand's fourth largest trading partner behind global superpowers like China, the United States, and Japan. The total bilateral trade between Thailand and the EU has reached over $45 billion. Thai exports to the bloc also stood at $26 billion last year, while the imports were recorded at about $18.5 billion last year. And this means Thailand has a trade surplus with the EU of about $7.8 billion. So the key Thai exports to the EU include several things, whether it's computers, jewelry, air conditioners, rubber products, and car parts, while the major imports from the EU include machinery, pharmaceuticals, and aircraft parts as well. And these will be the products that will enjoy the most benefits once the FTA is finalized. And if we look at the first quarter of this year, the total bilateral trade between Thailand and the EU reached about $12 billion, and that is a 13% increase year on year. Thai exports to the EU also increased by 20% to $7.6 billion, while imports also increased to $4.5 billion, and that gives Thailand a trade surplus of $3.1 billion during the first quarter of this year. As for progress on the FTA, Thai trade representatives revealed that 15 of the 24 chapters in the deal have already been finalized. After going through 9 rounds of negotiations, the next round is scheduled for this September in Thailand, which will cover other aspects of the agreement, from agricultural market access and manufactured goods to digital trade, energy, and government procurement, the latter being the first time it has been included in FTA negotiations. Thai trade representatives believe that the trade deal with the EU will be of significant benefit for Thailand, as the country will have open access to 27 markets in the European Union. The EU remains the world's second largest economy, with a GDP exceeding $21 trillion, which is about 18% of global GDP. This is why finalizing the deal is so high on the agenda for the Thai government, because it will see trade between the two sides expand even further. Last week, the Thai government met with representatives from the EU ASEAN Business Council at the Government House to exchange views on strengthening cooperation and seek support for finalizing the EU Free Trade Agreement, hopefully by the end of 2026. Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul revealed that businesses from the European Union have shown confidence in Thailand, while the government aims to facilitate more foreign investment, tourism, and the use of Thailand as a manufacturing base. EU business leaders have highlighted opportunities for more investment in emerging sectors such as low-carbon manufacturing, preventive healthcare, sustainable food production, circular economy development, and digital infrastructure. These areas, they say, are the most critical for Thailand's long-term growth and competitiveness. The free trade agreement will definitely unlock opportunities for Thai exporters seeking to expand their presence in the EU market. At the forefront in pushing the deal is Thailand's trade representative. We also found out from 2 Thai economists how Thai businesses need to be prepared once the trade deal is sealed. The European Union is Thailand's 4th largest trading partner. with the bloc being the world's second largest economy with a GDP over 21 trillion US dollars, securing the free trade deal would be a significant boon for Thailand.
22 countries.
Thailand's trade representative, Weerapong Prapha, describes the Thai-EU FTA as a catalyst to bring about an increase in Thailand's competitiveness, particularly against other ASEAN nations that already have such deals with the EU. This includes eliminating tariff barriers on some Thai exports.
For Thailand to remain competitive compared to our ASEAN neighbor, I think we need to be able to enjoy some of these tariff elimination, the elimination of non-tariff barrier, and the ability to attract higher investment between European Union's countries and firms and companies and Thailand. So to you reference an example of Vietnam, their exports have increased nearly 50% after the conclusion of the FTA and the elimination. And at the same time, they were able to maintain some level of transition and protection for some of the sensitive sector that they want to have a homegrown, companies and supporting the transition measure. So we are also very much learning from the lessons of Vietnam, Indonesia, and Singapore that have already signed, but also, the Philippines and Malaysia are also completing some of the negotiation with the European Union.
Industries that are most likely to benefit from the trade deal will be those whose products already see high export volumes, such as car parts, jewelry, air conditioners, and agricultural products. Thanyatip Sangsuwan, a researcher at TDRI, listed 3 potential benefits for Thailand. These include enhanced market access, increased investment opportunities from Europe, and strengthened competitiveness for Thai products. The Thai-EU FTA will also reduce Thailand's dependency on certain markets as the global trading environment remains unpredictable.
We are seeing major economies like the US or China are using tariff or export controls against each other to protect both of their economic and security interests. And Thailand is actually exposed to this tension directly. The FTA could support this by lowering tariff and other trade barriers, and it would reduce the cost of Thai products entering the EU market and help them compete more effectively with products from countries that already have an FTA with the EU, particularly Vietnam. Without the FTA with the EU, many Thai products, like I said before, still face the EU normal equipment tariff rate, while competing products may already receive lower or zero tariff. So the agreement would help narrow this gap and make it easier for Thai companies to expand their export to the European market.
Signing the Thai-EU FTA is one thing, implementation is another. Thai economist Pawida Pananon highlighted one aspect over which Thai exporters must be vigilant once the FTA is signed, being up to the standards mandated and expected by the bloc, vis-a-vis the importance placed on how products are processed throughout the supply chain with various regulations in place.
I think the EU is very well known for being very strong on their standards. So basically, they don't just ask for a final product to export to their market, but they also want to know how we do things before we export to those. So that would push Thailand and Thai suppliers to think more about the issue that has become very significant in today's geoeconomics. That is, for example, visibility of the supply chain, traceability of the input, where things come from and where things go into the final product. So that should be a kind of an external factor that pushes Thailand and Thai companies to think about compliance, visibility, how they can improve their entire supply chain. I know that that would be very difficult for smaller players, but it should be a move in the right direction, given how the world is becoming more concerned about the traceability and visibility of supply chain.
While there are high hopes that the Thai-EU trade deal will become a reality by the end of 2026, these experts feel that Thai businesses must also keep up with EU market demands, especially its product and sustainability standards. They also advise the government to help provide resources for Thai businesses, particularly SMEs, to adjust to these new standards, which will help increase opportunities for them in the EU market. Nad Bunag, Thai PBS World. While Thailand remains confident in finalizing the trade agreement with the EU, but what's the view from the European side? To find out, I recently sat down with the vice chair of the EU-ASEAN Business Council to find out what European businesses expect to see more from Thailand prior to finalizing the deal. Right now, Thailand is trying to push for the EU FTA to be finalized by the end of this year. So as the representative of the EU-ASEAN Business Council, how much hope do you have for this FTA to be finalized?
Well, I think my personal view, and I'm based in Brussels, so I have the view of the Brussels policymakers, the European Commission also, is that, and indeed the view of the Council, is that this FTA will be finalised at some point. Most likely early in the new year, 2027. I know Thai policymakers are hoping that 2026. That's probably a little bit ambitious in terms of some of the issues that remain to be resolved. But we're quite confident, in fact bordering on very optimistic, that the FTA will be concluded, the text will be concluded, if not this year, early in the 2027 year.
From your perspective, how close do you think we are in terms of trying to finalize that deal?
Yeah. Well, 15 of the 24 chapters have been closed. The text has been agreed between the respective negotiators from the Department of Trade Negotiation here in Thailand and DG Trade and the Commission. So that's 15 of the 24. As always, the easier issues are resolved first. So what remains are, probably a little bit more difficult technically to resolve. Areas around government procurement, intellectual property, energy and agricultural access for Thai exports to Europe, particularly given the high health and safety standards that Europe applies. But we're confident from talking to the European policymakers and indeed the Thai ones that progress is being made on all of those. The 10th round of negotiations will take place in Thailand, I'm not sure if it's Bangkok, in September. Yep. Some people are saying that may be the final formal round. If another round is needed, so be it. The main thing that we at the Council would like is not so much speed, but substance. We want a substantive, high-quality trade agreement with issues resolved and predictability around standards, adoption of international standards by Thailand, and similarly we would hope that the Thai demands would be resolved as well on the European side. So we don't want speed, we would prefer it to be a substantive agreement, but to reiterate, we do believe a deal will be done, the text will be concluded, and then it enters into two different ratification processes, a rather complex one in Europe that can take some time, and the Thai parliamentary process is a bit more simple relative to the European one. But we're confident that the text will be agreed next year. As to when it's implemented, that will depend on the two ratification processes.
How important is this FTA in shaping Thailand's competitiveness and attractiveness among European companies?
It's very important. I think Thailand's regulatory environment is at times a bit maybe not as investor-friendly as some of your competitors and neighbours in the region. Some of that is for good reason historically. Some of the regulatory practices and regulations and laws probably need to be reformed. The Foreign Business Act is often mentioned by European services industries in particular as not conducive to further investment in Thailand. So we do believe in the area of competitiveness. An FTA will be part of policy initiatives by the Thai government to enhance Thai competitiveness. Anything that streamlines trade and business is in the end, supporting competitiveness in Thailand.
It's interesting that you mentioned that Thailand is not really a conducive environment for investment. Can you help us elaborate on this aspect for us?
Yeah, there are a number of aspects to that. I suppose if we start with the positive, the IMD University in Lausanne in Switzerland recently produced its latest competitiveness index, and Thailand went from number 30 to number 26 in the countries covered by that index. Only two other ASEAN countries, Singapore and Malaysia, are ahead of Thailand in that index. Singapore is the world's most competitive country, according to this index. Malaysia is number 15. Interestingly, Vietnam, your near neighbour, is behind you in the index. Whether that remains the case or not, of course, we shall see. Your Minister of Finance, Minister Ekniti, has indicated a desire for Thailand to rise into the top 20 in the foreseeable future, probably by 2030, and we see that as very possible. In terms of the challenges, as I mentioned, specific legislation, the Foreign Business Act, but there are apparently 7,600 ministerial regulations in place in Thailand. Many of them are redundant, are out of date, are inconsistent with each other, and need to be rescinded or modernized. So in terms of competitiveness, trade facilitation practices, customs practices, digitization of import, export, all of those kind of things cumulatively. And we sometimes call them non-tariff measures, non-tariff barriers. They're not tariffs obstructing market access as such, but they are in totality not conducive to driving trade in both directions, but particularly imports and further investment by European companies.
If the EU FTA is finalized by the end of this year, which sector do you think will benefit the most from the FTA?
Well, if I could start by saying, the Thai agricultural sector, the food exporters, they're not typically members of our council because they're Thai businesses, but of course our companies do business with them. So I believe up to a third of your GDP is dependent on agriculture, and Thai food exporters, particularly fish and poultry, to Europe, I think the market access that they will get will be enhanced. They have market access now, but under significant restrictions in terms of tariffs and sometimes quotas, depending on the product. I think that will be a benefit for Thai industry. In terms of European businesses coming here, there's a whole range of sectors that are looking forward to investing more, including life sciences, financial services, low carbon manufacturing, companies involved in sustainable packaging and the circular economy. Europe is a leader, I suppose, in green industry, if I could call it that, and sustainability practices. So to the extent that those companies can bring those skills and that experience here, it will help Thailand's digital and green transitions, as well as bilateral trade in both directions.
And with the progress of the EU FTA at the moment, how optimistic does it look for European businesses who are interested in investing in Thailand?
Very optimistic. I think, subject to what the comments I made earlier about maybe refining and streamlining trade facilitation practices and licensing and permitting, the Foreign Business Act, those kind of issues. European businesses have long been invested in Thailand. Some of our members have been here 150 years, and it is the second largest economy. It has an industrial ecosystem that not many ASEAN countries can match. So in that sense, it's easier for European business to build on what they already have here than to start up in a greenfield in another member state that may not have the same sophisticated ecosystem. So I would say there's a lot of optimism in European businesses. The number of companies we have here this week is testament to the interest in Thailand as a trade and investment destination. And I wouldn't pick out any one sector, but I've named a few that are certainly enthusiastic about when the FTA is concluded.
And substance over speed will definitely be the key phrase for finalizing the EU FTA. And now let's have a look at the other stories making headlines throughout the week in our weekly roundup. 5 Thai paramilitary rangers were killed and 2 civilians, including a 10-year-old boy, were injured when 6 assailants attacked a security checkpoint with gunfire and pipe bombs in the southernmost province of Narathiwat on Wednesday night. investigation into the fatal attack is looking closely at motorcyclists suspected of monitoring security personnel's movements and guiding the assailants before they opened fire and hurled pipe bombs. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration has ordered the temporary closure of 56 business establishments operating as entertainment venues after they failed safety checks as part of its citywide inspections following the fatal pub fire in Chatuchak district on the night of July 12th, which has so far left 35 people dead and about 70 injured. Bangkok Governor Chacha Sithipan also said that during the past 3 days, city inspectors have examined over 800 establishments and found that only 217 that met the legal public safety requirements. A hospital in Rajaburi has dismissed a doctor accused of refusing to examine a patient properly, who later died of a heart attack, while the Social Security Office has approved 400,000 baht in compensation for the victim's family. The dismissal came after the patient's wife, a well-known local teacher and social media influencer, alleged that the doctor refused to perform a basic electrocardiogram despite her husband's symptoms, which prompted the hospital to launch an internal investigation. Police have seized 33 luxury housing units worth about 1.2 billion baht in Bangkok's Pattanagarn and Krungthep Grita areas in a major crackdown on Chinese-run real estate businesses using Thais as shareholder nominees. The crackdown follows complaints from several Thai house owners in the areas where many of their new neighbors are Chinese nationals and have been causing a disturbance. One increasingly important aspect of increased trade with the EU is sustainability, especially as it relates to how products are being processed. Thai businesses trading with the EU, from manufacturers to exporters, will have to pay attention because a new regulation known as the PPWR takes effect next month. It concerns packaging of traded goods to the EU market. So we find out why this matters and how Thai businesses can benefit from this change. The journey to a more sustainable future may begin with something we usually throw away: packaging. Now, the European Union is introducing new rules aimed at reducing the environmental impact of packaging waste. The EU's Packaging and Packaging Waste Regulation, or the PPWR, is a major regulatory shift, contributing to sustainability and its circular economy. Under this regulation, taking effect on August 12th, all packaging of traded goods to the EU market must be designed for recyclability by 2030. This is highly significant for global businesses doing trade with the bloc.
Packaging is certainly everywhere. We don't even realize it, but about 90% of our traded goods are packaged. And so it has become a strategic issue, and it touches on everything: competitiveness, resource efficiency, consumer expectations. It's all linked to branding, environmental sustainability, you name it. And so businesses across the world are facing the same challenge. How do you keep growing? How do you keep improving the bottom line while reducing your costs, while reducing waste? How do you keep improving both resource and energy efficiency? And circular models are certainly part of the answer. Reverse logistics is another.
As Thailand aims to expand its EU market access, meeting requirements of the PPWR is a necessary step in strengthening Thailand's export competitiveness. There are, however, some challenges yet to be addressed, one such being the higher cost of doing business. According to Krungsi Research, Thailand exported $119 billion worth of packaging to the EU in 2025. Plastic packaging was the highest amount, followed by metal, textile, and paper. Package-intensive goods that will be most affected are food and beverages, consumer goods, particularly pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, and electrical appliances.
Actually, this one of the challenges that, as you know, that food products and require the packaging itself in order to make the packaging currently that they are using in Thailand into the more recyclable. It's quite difficult because you need to invest in a lot of like a lab testing in order to make sure that when you change the packaging materials, you still have to comply with the food safety or at the same level of the food safety and quality standard that they have to ship to the EU, for example. And in order to make that, need a lot of investment to do the lab result, to testing the material, which one is suitable for specific product. Because it's not like one material can fit all to every food product. So it needs to be like a testing one by one, and to see the shelf life as well, whether the shelf life still maintained or not.
While the plastics industry is directly affected by PPWR, Thailand still faces gaps in both expertise and investment needed to develop the recycling industry.
ตัว PPWR เนี่ยออกมาเพื่อให้ดูแลตลอดวัฏจักรวงจรชีวิตของตัวสินค้าเลยนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเราต้องใช้สินค้าให้คุ้มค่าแล้วก็ลดการเกิดขยะนะแล้วก็เพราะฉะนั้นมันก็จะไปพร้อมกับข้อมูลข่าวสารหรือว่าinformation ที่ตัวสินค้าต้องมีนะแล้วก็ส่งต่อไปให้กับลูกค้าลำดับถัดไปจนถึงปลายทางเพื่อที่ว่าเขาจะได้ช่วยดูแลคัดแยกแล้วก็นำส่งกลับมารีไซเคิลอะไรอย่างเงี้ยได้ต่อไปผมคิดว่าในมุมมองของโอกาสก็มีนะครับอย่างเช่นวัสดุรีไซเคิลคุณภาพสูงอย่างเงี้ย PCR เงี้ยก็น่าจะมีโอกาสละแต่ในมุมกลับกันก็เป็นอุปสรรคเหมือนกันเพราะว่าในบ้านเราก็ยังไม่ได้เติบโตหรือว่ามีความรู้ตรงนี้เยอะหรือว่าเงินลงทุน
Beyond redesigning value chains, it also creates new business opportunities and stimulates innovation among Thai industries. Therefore, Thailand's trade representative believes that the new regulation should not be treated as a trade barrier, but a catalyst for change.
As you can see, there's a long list of regulations that are driving towards the EU trading partners. What we must do is really to adjust early and to adapt and to support small to medium enterprises or SMEs to be able to adapt and adjust with funding, with capacity, with network, so that we can take the benefits of that. One example that I really wanted to put a spotlight on is our EUDR procedure. We have received low risk assessment from the EU because of our negotiation strategy, because we put our house in order and that we are able to pursue that low risk and put Thailand's rubber products on a more competitive edge compared to our trading partners.
Well, you see what environmental degradation is doing to the world, climate change and all that. So we need to do our part to help. And I think what the EU is imposing, of course, new for us, but I think like we agree that in the long run it is beneficial for Thailand, for the world, and we must do it. And like I said, if we are able to do it, then that it will give a competitive edge for the Thai businesses, and we will prepare Thai business to send products to any country in the world, because the EU itself sets a very high standard.
Nowadays, trade is no longer about the quality of goods, but how the goods are being produced throughout their supply chain. The new regulation serves as an opportunity for Thai businesses to innovate and invest more in sustainable packaging. As these experts believe, Thai businesses that adapt early may be better positioned in a global market where sustainability is now mandatory. Nad Bunag, Thai PBS World. Right now, it's not just sustainability anymore, but traceability will be something that Thai exporters must be aware of if they're thinking of trading with the EU. And that's all for this edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Join us every Saturday at 10:30 p.m. only on Thai PBS. You can also follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest stories and analyses about Thailand. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ